Well, a Salem artist has a new exhibit at OMSI that could change how you feel about bugs and even snakes.
Ooh, not likely. But it is called Exquisite Creatures. Take a look. It is beautiful. Each art piece is created with insects, plants, animals, all kinds of species. Those are fish there, crab. Creator Christopher Marley's work combines art, nature, and science. He hopes visitors are inspired to think about conservation and protecting their favorites.
I never know what's going to come to me. They die of natural causes in captivity and in zoos, museums, breeders, importers, people that work with these types of organisms. Everything dies eventually. And when they do, I acquire those specimens and then create something that hopefully will inspire for generations. Really, my objective is to find beauty and to help others to find beauty in the natural world that may not have been obvious to them before.
Marley says he most enjoys watching people take in this, snakes as art, and finding some beauty there. For most of his younger years, he does admit he didn't even like insects. You can see his Exquisite Creatures exhibit at OMSI from now until mid-February. Don't think I'd ever want to open his mail.
No, I don't.